We were having sex because we got history.
What's the history?
When I moved to Oklahoma City from my home state, I was going to college for my associates in business where I met Miss Tillis.
So you met in college?
Yes.
Okay.
And at that time, I had long hair, so she was at school for nursing at the time, but she's a cosmetologist also. So she started braiding my hair, and she started lightweight spending nights with me at my home. I had a 3-bedroom house. She used to come over.
I moved in with him.
She used to come over.
Wait a minute, she said she moved in. Did she move in, or were you just braiding and bedding?
That's what it was.
Right? Both. It was both, but over time, I moved in with him.
So this started a committed relationship? You met?
I thought it was a committed relationship.
Did you date, or you just braided his hair, then decided I'm moving in?
Thank you. Braiding with benefits.
Oh, okay. So obviously,
it's not
you
like
all had a relationship. If she was over there all the time, Mr. Jalik.
We had a situationship. The situation was she was the in-house braider, but at the same time, even back then, no, for real, I know it sounds crazy, but even back then, she was going through things. So my place was a safe haven. And like I told her, in the situationship, I pay all bills, I pay all rent. You do my hair, so you can't trip on what company comes through my front door.
No, Your Honor.
That's the situation.
This is a first. This is a first. Jerome, I've never heard of this.
Me either.
In-house braider.
Brand new.
With benefits. Something to me is not adding up. So you move in. Do you think this is your boyfriend when you move in?
He made me feel like I was his woman.
And tell me, what evidence do you have to support that? What did he do?
We slept together every night, cooking for me, watching movies. It was just cuddle time. It's like a relationship.
How long did you live together?
For at least 2 years until I went to Job Corps.
2 years? Mr. Jalik, now you had her living in your house for 2 years?
Your Honor, I'm a Southern man. I cook, I clean, I do all of that. So when she met me, she was dealing with guys that hadn't, showed her, the basics of life like that, for us when it comes to social and doing what you do.
If I wasn't your woman, where did the jealousy come in at?
Because you sitting up there talking about you don't like when women come over.
So you're saying, Miss Tillis, he was jealous?
Yeah, I would talk to my friend on the phone.
What friend?
My friend from years before him.
Why were you on the phone with him, living in his house, and that's your boyfriend?
Thank you. Why am I looking at your phone and you got nude pictures going to your ex? Why you ain't with that ex?
Oh, Miss Tillis, were you sending naked pictures to your ex while you were living in his house and saying he was your boyfriend?
I was. But only because he had females coming over to the house.
Do you believe she was also having sex with someone else during the window of time that Jadance was conceived?
It's very possible, Your Honor, because I said we've been doing this off and on since 2011. This is the time to let me know what else you got going on. And when she sat there for a second and she was like, well, I'm gonna be real. I did mess with my ex, a couple of months ago when me and you got into it after I got my car.
So she confirmed and she admitted in that moment, I did sleep with my ex.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I want to understand what was transpiring during the window of time when Jadance was conceived. Were you all intimate during that time?
Yes, this is the time where we were working together. We were on and off.
So you and your ex rekindled your relationship or friendship, whatever it was?
It was a friendship. We weren't
But you started having sex with him as well?
Yes, but it was just one time. And we used protection.
So say.
Were you 100% certain that the sex was protected? Are you 100% certain,
Yes, Your Honor.
That's not what you told me.
Did you tell your ex that he potentially could be Jadance's biological father?
No, not at all.
You did not?
No. Can I show you my pregnancy timeline?
Oh, you brought some evidence. Yes, please step up. I want to get this story.
This is the conception date that the sonogram lady gave me. Me and Mr. Jalik messed around in October.
More like early September.
No,
this around the time she got a car.
It was in the middle of October.
The
end of October, I messed with the other man.
Wait, say that again?
The middle of October, I messed with him without protection.
Do you agree with that, Mr. Jalik?
The end of October, it was the other man.
No, ma'am. I'm going to tell
you. So you did mess with the other guy at the end of October?
Yes.
So why, when I asked you, did you think he was a possibility, you said no?
Because we used protection. It wasn't, I messed with him in October too.
You
The beginning of February.
And the
I
first
found out
conception date they gave you was October 25th.
Yeah, but she wasn't accurate because she didn't know. I asked her, do she know when I conceived? And she just threw me out a date.
So when the date was October 25th, Mr. Jalik, you thinking that's the ex?
Mm-hmm.
I went to my OBGYN and he gave me the conception date of November the 14th. That's the last time me and Mr. Jalik messed around.
We wasn't even having sex then. Let me show you something, Your Honor.
Okay, you can step back to your podium, Miss Tillis. What do you have for me, Mr. Jalik?
My father, myself, and my 3 sons all have what the old folk call a wisdom hole in our right ear at the top. We're born with it. It's a handsome child that she has, but he doesn't have the trait that me, my father, nor my sons have.
It's a pre-auricular sinus.
Yes, ma'am.
Pre-auricular sinuses are inherited. And also, one study says the incidence of pre-auricular sinuses in the United States is estimated to be 0 to 0.9%. Wow, that's less than 1%. That's very rare.
Yes, ma'am.
So 3 generations of men in the family have this trait.
Yes, Your Honor.
But Jaden's does not.
Not at all. When I went to the hospital when he was like 3 days old, she called me, and I went out there and I looked at him and I picked him up, looked at him.
Yeah, he was looking at my baby like examining my baby in the light.
I mean, that's what I want to see. But the first thing I'm looking for is our trait. I don't see it.
He examining a pineapple or something at the grocery store,
Exactly.
looking at it in the light and turning it upside down. Is that how you did the baby, Mr. Jalik?
It wasn't that physical, but I mean, I gave him a good look over.
Were you looking for this wisdom hole, or were you just looking for traits that you feel resembled yourself?
In myself, tracing my sons. If that's my child, he need to, resemble his siblings because they resemble each other. So,
but they don't have the same mother, and our DNA is not the same.
Okay, and that's a good point you're making. If they all have 3 different mothers and they all still resemble, that means it's coming from my side of the family.
He looks like you.
I'm gonna do one more for you, Your Honor. About 2 weeks ago, me and Miss Tillis went to a cafe with Jaden's. So this is a cafe that I frequent. There's a woman that works there. She's about 60. She, at this point in time, is showing me a picture of a 10-year-old that belongs to the other guy. This the other guy's son. So while she's showing me this picture, the waitress walks up. Jaden's is in a car seat, and the picture is beside him because she's showing me the picture of the 10-year-old.
My son does not look like that child.
Ask her what the woman said. The woman said, "Oh my, look at little baby. He looks just like his big brother." They resemble so much. The other guy,
and that's
10-year-old.
the son of the other guy.
And this is a woman that wasn't privy to our conversation. This is an older woman, and she walked up and she was like, "Oh, they look just alike."
Did that happen, Miss Tillis? You down there smiling?
Yes, Your Honor, it did happen.
So when Miss Tillis said, "Well, this is not my baby right here. This is not my son," she said, "Oh, that's not." She said, "Okay, let me walk. I'll be back." She was embarrassed because he looks just like his big brother.
All right, this court, I want to hear more about this pre-auricular sinus condition because I don't know much about it, but I do know from the evidence you presented that it's very rare. So I'd like to bring in Dr. Samantha Brown Parks, our expert, to hear more about this. Jerome, will you please escort the doctor in? Hello, doctor.
Hi, Your Honor.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Sure.
We are in a case concerning beautiful baby Jaden's. And we are dealing with a paternity question Mr. Jalik has concerning a physical condition he commonly calls a wisdom hole, which he has presented evidence to this court. I've now learned it's called pre-auricular sinus.
Yes.
But I don't know much about it and would like to understand. I know it's rare. Can you shed light on this and as to whether or not this is truly relevant in this paternity question?
For sure. So a pre-auricular sinus is a small hole or opening that's a birth defect. It happens in less than 1% of the population and traditionally is inherited. It's an autosomal dominant trait, which means you have 2 copies of a gene. If one is defective or mutated, it will display in most cases as the wisdom hole. But you have 2 copies of that gene. So one from your mom, one from your dad. It sounds like your dad's side of the family is the one that had the wisdom hole, but your mom's side did not, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So each child that you produce has a 50% chance of having that wisdom hole. So you've got a 50-50 shot with an autosomal dominant disease.
So what you're saying is the fact that his 3 children now, they currently have the wisdom hole.
Correct.
Does not necessarily mean that every child he would produce would have it. It's a 50-50 chance in each child.
In each case, it's just like a flip of a coin or roll of a dice. Your odds restart every time. So each time it's a 50-50 shot.
So the doctor's testimony has shed a lot of light for me, because when I read the evidence you presented and we talked about how rare this is, 0 to 0.9%, it's such a rare thing. That would immediately cause you to believe, well, if it's that rare and they all have it, and maybe there's something to his doubt. But now we understand further that it is a 50-50 chance in every child. After hearing what the doctor has said, Mr. Jalik, and this clarification, do you feel any differently about the possibility that Jadance is your biological child? Do you
No,
believe
Your Honor.
he could be?
No, Your Honor, I don't feel any differently about this handsome child, because at the end of the day, the child's mother is still a little friendly out there, so...
So you believe, without a shadow of the doubt, this child is not yours?
I know he's not.
Now, Ms. Tillis, I want to understand from you, you are 2 months in being a mother, and it sounds like you're not standing on solid ground.
Yes, Your Honor.
With no help. What are your hopes?
My hopes are the results come back that he is the father and that he'll stand up and be in his life like he needs to be and help me with this child.
All right. Jerome, I'm ready for the results. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Tillis versus Jalik, as it pertains to 2-month-old Jadance Tillis, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Jalik, you are the father. That's your little baby.
I know it was somebody's nose. Now that I look at it, I can kind of see the... I apologize.
How does that make you feel, Miss Tillis?
I'm happy,
Are you?
but I'm emotional at the same time because I went through a lot when I was pregnant.
Yeah. We could tell.
I apologize. My bad. I apologize.
This is why we're here. This is why we do this. For you all, most importantly for Jadance. So I have to ask you, is it okay if Mr. Jalik sees his beautiful son in my chambers?
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's do that. I will meet you in my chambers. Court is adjourned.
What's up, fella? It's been confirmed. You daddy, little man. Can I get a little smile or something?
So cute.
Well, this was a really interesting case. At least I learned a few things, if not for anything, at least the wisdom hole. And the guy seemed like a really nice guy, but he was just very specific as to if the child doesn't have that wisdom hole, then it's not his. But unfortunately, it was wrong, since the doc actually explained to us there's like a 50-50% chance of the child being his own. And then turned out that even though the so-called, should we call her girlfriend or something, actually cheated on him, still ended the case as Jaden being his own child. So let me guys know what you think in the comments. If you believe this case actually went well, and if you believe the guy was a douchebag for not actually accepting the child in the first place.